You know, in the world of AI here in 2026, we're not just talking about smarter algorithms anymore. Not at all. We're actually watching a fundamental, philosophical battle for the future of intelligence itself. And right at the heart of this battle is one of the most powerful and, importantly, accessible AI ecosystems on the entire planet, Qwen.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. On one side, you've got this idea of the enclosed castle, the proprietary, super high cost, totally closed off models from the big Western labs. But on the other side, you have the open city, an ecosystem built from the ground up on open source, low cost, and accessible technology. This is the core conflict, really, and Alibaba's Qwen has shot up to become the vanguard of this open city.
So, over the next few minutes, we're going to break down this incredible clash of titans. First, we'll look at these two competing futures for AI. Then we'll get into the tech that actually powers Qwen. After that, we'll see how it stacks up in the battle of the benchmarks, explore how it's already changing daily life, and finally, we'll look ahead to the next frontier of intelligence.
So let's kick things off with this central idea, the enclosed castle versus the open city. And this isn't just about different ways to write code, it's about two completely different visions for how AI is going to integrate into our world.
As of right now, in 2026, Qwen has absolutely cemented its place as the leading champion for the open source approach. I mean, it's not just some alternative. It's a direct challenge to this whole idea that the most powerful AI has to be locked away behind proprietary walls and really expensive APIs.
Okay, so how in the world did Qwen become such a massive challenger? Well, the answer really lies in its engine, its architecture, which was designed from day one for just radical efficiency. The key piece of tech here is something called Mixture of Experts, or MOE for short. Now, instead of having one single giant brain that has to do everything, an MOE model has a whole collection of smaller, specialized expert networks. So for any given task, it only activates the few experts it actually needs. And this makes it unbelievably fast and super cost-effective.
And this really shows you that principle in action. Just look at the Qwen3 model. It has 235 billion total parameters, and you can think of parameters as like the building blocks of its knowledge. But for any single task, it only activates 22 billion of them. This completely decouples intelligence from cost, which is, frankly, a massive game changer.
Qwen also has another really cool trick up its sleeve: dual mode reasoning. So for a simple chat, it just uses a fast, non-thinking mode. But when you give it a really complex math or coding problem, it switches into thinking mode. It uses this internal chain of thought process to break the problem down, kind of like how a human would reason through it.
And the innovation doesn't stop there. The newest model, Q3 Next, uses a breakthrough called hybrid attention. It mostly relies on this ultra-efficient method, and it saves its more power-hungry processing for only about 25% of the task. It's kind of like a hybrid car, right? It only uses its most powerful engine when it's absolutely necessary.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact. When the AI has to process huge amounts of information, what we call a long context window, this hybrid approach makes Qwen3 Next a staggering 10 times faster than standard models. That's not just a small improvement, that is a transformative leap forward.
So this brings us to the ultimate competition, the battle of the benchmarks. But in 2026, the question itself has kind of evolved. It's no longer just about who has the highest score, but who delivers the best performance for the price.
So, how do these models really stack up against each other? Is the enclosed castle of proprietary AI really and truly superior to the open city? Let's see.
Well, if you look at just the raw numbers, yeah, OpenAI's GPT 5.2 Pro is still the king of the hill, hitting a perfect score on the AME math benchmark. But look at Qwen3 Max. It's scoring over 81%. Now, while that's not perfect, that is more than powerful enough for the vast majority of complex enterprise tasks. The gap has narrowed a lot.
But here's where the story takes a really dramatic turn. This is the cost to process 1 million tokens of input with Q3 Max, just 50 cents.
Now, what about the cost for GPT 5.2 Pro? $21. That means GPT 5.2 Pro is 42 times more expensive. And this economic reality is exactly why Qwen has become the workhorse of the AI industry. It's making large-scale AI applications financially viable for the very first time.
And this cost-effectiveness is what unlocks the next major evolution in AI, moving it from our screens and directly into our daily lives. We're talking about Agentic AI. These are models that don't just think, they do.
So what is Agentic AI? Well, it's an AI that can understand a complex goal, break it down into steps, and then, on its own, use other apps and digital tools to actually get it done. It's the big shift from just a chatbot to a digital assistant that accomplishes things for you.
For example, you could give the Qwen app a command just like this one. Now, this isn't just a search query. This is a complex, multi-step project that requires interacting with several different services to complete.
And here's how it pulls it off. Qwen is deeply woven into Alibaba's entire ecosystem. It can call on Fliggy to book the travel, use AMAP for directions, and even process the payment right through Alipay, all from a single command without you ever having to leave the chat. This is where that idea of the open city becomes a real, functioning digital society.
So what's next? Well, the Qwen story is expanding way beyond China, and its vision extends far beyond just booking your flights. We're now looking at the next frontier of intelligence itself.
Alibaba is taking its open city philosophy global with a major focus on Africa. It's the official cloud provider for the Dakar 2026 Youth Olympics. But even more important, it's building local data centers to support data sovereignty. And it's using its small, efficient models to power education in places that have limited connectivity.
This all fits into Alibaba's incredibly ambitious three-phase roadmap for intelligence. Right now, we're in Phase 2, autonomous action, where AI uses tools to help us out. But the goal is Phase 3, self-iteration. That's where AI can learn directly from the physical world and begin to improve itself on a path towards superintelligence.
And that leaves us with a really critical question for the future. You see, the battle between the enclosed castle and the open city, that defines our present. But as AI moves from simply assisting us to potentially surpassing us, the debate is going to shift. What principles, what ethics, and what guardrails will we need to guide an intelligence that can finally guide itself?